Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. Iga Swiatek wins her back-to-back Masters 1000 title in Indian Wells. After just doing the business in Doha, she came into this in fantastic form. And you sometimes just think, surely, will she go back-to-back? Yes, she will, in really good fashion as well. The Polish player beating Maria Sakkari, who was in fantastic form throughout the tournament in straight sets. Really impressive performance from the 20-year-old. Sometimes you just forget how young she is, genuinely. And it's just crazy to think, of course, winning a French Open title in 2020, not too long ago. And now, I mean, a Masters 1000 tournament. She's won a few of those now. She's won a Grand Slam, and she's now the new world number 2. She just keeps on soaring through her progression. And I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, her progression in her career is pretty damn impressive, to say the least, to be perfectly honest with you. It looked like for a moment during last year it might stall. She lost a couple of matches in early rounds, and you just thought, oh, okay, maybe this is the moment where she might have a bit of a bad patch and then have to kind of recover. And she won the French Open. A lot of players on the women's side have won a Grand Slam, and they haven't really gone on to do too much since. I mean, not in a bad way, but as in they haven't reached those heights again. Sorry, even someone like Sloane Stephens, for example, like a really good player, won the US Open, hasn't got anywhere near the type of success she had there. Sophia Kenin. I mean, it just seems like I'm mentioning players from America, but it's not. Ostapenko winning the French Open. There's so many different examples. Ostapenko won it very young as well. She hasn't done much since. So if we look at, I think if we look at her career and also look at the way that she plays her style, it's unique. It is. She's got a very diverse game, and I think that diversity came out in this match, to say the least. She is very intelligent. She's one of the most intelligent players, I think, on tour. And she definitely utilized it today when she's confident. I think a lot of how she plays is to do with the confidence she is exuding on the day. And she definitely, at the moment, is in a really good purple patch, to say the least. The forehand's working really nicely. It's not really breaking down, which at times it can do because she's got a very kind of extreme grip. The backhand as well, firing nicely. When she does come to the net, which isn't very often, but when she does, she looks relatively comfortable. The serve as well. I think in the Australian Open, we saw, for example, someone like Collins just completely dispatch that serve, and it just wasn't enough pace on it. And obviously, that was in the semi-finals of the Australian Open, so she did pretty well to get to that stage, but she never really looked like she was going to threaten the title. In this tournament, though, it's looked slightly better. I think she'll be slightly, not worried, but she'll be slightly annoyed that the serve isn't quite clicking as well as it should be still. Quite a few double faults. I mean, she got broken in the first game in this final. And then Maria Sakkari, I mean, it's her first ever not just her first Indian Wells final, her first ever major final in her career for Maria Sakkari. She's made a lot of semi-finals. She's made a lot of semi-finals, Maria Sakkari, including the French Open semi-final last year. Ironically, she actually beat Swiatek on the way to that semi-final in Roland Garros. So she beat the defending champion. Then she played Krejcikova and had a match point, didn't manage to seal the deal. But yeah, a lot of semi-finals, not coming through them. She'll be happy to at least have taken that next step in getting through Badosa, who was a reigning champion, a really good player as well. So she got through that, which is nice. Now she's made a final. Now for her, it will be the next step. Come on, let's win a title, and win a title, and then start pushing on. Because as she said before the final, she's 27. She's not old, but she's not young either. She's now really in her prime. It's now time to start cashing in, right, on the hard work she's put into her career. And that's completely understandable. For Iga Swiatek, I mean, she's a talent, to say the least. And She now is the world number one, and that's world number two, sorry, even, and that's not a surprise given the fall of Sabalenka in the last few months. Hopefully, we'll see her back to her best, but she hasn't been great. And then Krejcikova as well has been okay, but hasn't really played as well as she would have liked and progressed as far as she should have in tournaments. Swiatek actually had a losing record as well going into this match at 3-1, so she now, has a 2-3 record against Sakkari, which isn't bad, and she will be going into the Miami Open as well. It was an interesting final. You just felt that Sakkari, the nerves of a final definitely got to her a little bit. I think we saw a little bit of that against Raducanu because, again, like Raducanu played really well in that US Open semi-final. But if you think Sakkari had two semi-finals, right, last year, French Open semi-final, US Open semi-final, and she probably just felt she had a tag that she kept on losing at one of the penultimate hurdle, right? Here, I felt like she didn't quite know how to handle the occasion potentially. It's her first ever final, so I can understand that. In comparison to Taylor Fritz, I mean, he's at home. The crowd was largely behind Nadal, but it was also behind him, and he's at home. He's kind of feels comfortable. For her, it's not like she's in Greece, right? She's in the US, and she's facing Swiatek. I think it would have been 50-50 crowd, to be fair. But for her, I think, Swiatek getting broken straight away, that would have been a really good kind of cushion for Sakkari, but then she got broken straight away as well. And it was just breaks of serve. No one really wanted to hold serve. And then Swiatek kind of took control of the match, took the game by the scruff of the neck and said, no, okay, that's it. I'm going to take control here. And Sakkari just didn't really have any answers. She's got a lot of power. She's very dynamic. Sakkari, very energetic in the way that she plays as well, finds nice angles, very consistent for the most part. But Swiatek just has this extra layer, this extra dynamic to her game that I think probably sets them apart when it comes to these types of matches, especially in these types of conditions where it's very hot and it's slow. Swiatek has better variation. I mean, the slice, for example, I think the backhand slice is probably better than Sakkari's, which is a good example. And the serve from Sakkari is also not particularly good. I think both players really could work on their serve. Swiatek, I think that will be the one thing she'll take away from the tournament as an improvement for sure. For Sakkari, it will be that, but also the consistency as well, just trying not to break down in certain points and maybe hitting. I sometimes feel that on the backhand side, she can hit a bit too flat sometimes. And it's good in the sense that obviously it gives your opponent less time. And on hard courts, it's a very, very potent shot to hit flatter on that side, especially cross court. But on these types of courts that are slow, you don't get as much purchase for hitting as flat. And I think in addition to that, she just made a few errors in crucial moments, and Swiatek kind of maneuvered herself nicely in the major points. So let's just bring up the stats as well so we can have a quick look at them. So you can see here 6-4, 6-1 for Swiatek. On the second set, she blew her away, really. Sakkari just not able to kind of wrestle back this level. But the first set percentage, you can see a big difference here. 67% for Swiatek, 65% first serve points won, 41% second serve points won. I mean, Sakkari only winning 5 out of 25 points on her second serves. Only 20% there, which is really, really low. Break points saved. You can see Sakkari really under pressure throughout, having to try and defend 11 break points. Swiatek only 4. It's definitely not a match to forget. I think she'll be happy she made her first final. She'll be disappointed she didn't get to get it done, especially against someone who she's got a winning record against. But there's definitely positives to take from this. Sakkari will be happy. She's moved up in the rankings as well. And for her, it's now an opportunity. I think she's playing Miami. But either way, I think she will go into the clay court swing as well, as will Swiatek. They both like the clay as well. They are all court players. To be fair to them, they've got the games for it. So it'll be interesting to see how they both do at Roland Garros. I can't wait. And I genuinely love how both play. So let's see. Of course, Ash Barty should be coming back for the clay court swing, we hope. that adds another fantastic layer to the WTA scene. So let's see, some exciting times ahead. But Swiatek, she continues to impress at 20 years of age only. How many Grand Slams can she win? How many of these titles can she win? I don't know. The sky's the limit, really. She's very talented. She continues to improve. There's definitely some areas of improvement in her game. And her idol is Rafa Nadal. And she looks at Rafa Nadal and how he's improved over the years, and kind of takes on a similar approach. And then I think she could very much be one of the greats potentially. Well, it's a big call, but she definitely could be. She's got a lot of time left. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Please do remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you're watching on a podcast platform or listening on a podcast platform, please do follow and subscribe. Leave a review if you're on Apple Podcasts, if you don't mind, as well. And on top of that, please do join our Discord server if you want to get involved in discussions. It's free, of course, and our Patreon if you want to support us financially on the channel. In addition, if you are interested in joining the Quality Shot family or team even, there is a post on our YouTube community tab about a potential opportunity. Do check it out and email us if you're interested at qualityshot.f@gmail.com. Thank you very much. We have had some interest, so thanks to those who have shown interest. Stay safe and well, and see you on the next video.